What's up, guys? We're ready to rock and roll. Welcome to episode 14 of Sharpen Your Sword podcast. Thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you guys for showing up and watching and for everything you guys do for this show. This show is not possible without you guys' support. So thank you so much. One thing I want, it will help us out, guys, if you go to our YouTube, you subscribe, and you share. And you share and follow our Instagram, okay? So appreciate you guys in advance. And remember, guys, the Sharpen Your Sword podcast is the main goal is to make you guys sharper, right? We got two katanas here, two swords on the table. And the whole idea is the mind is a sword, the body is a sword, and you need to wake up every day and sharpen that sword, okay? It doesn't have to be for hours, right? The idea is to just do something every single day mentally and physically. And if you can do that, then you will get sharper every single day. You will get better for yourself, for your family, and for your country. So you'll be a better person. And on episode 14 today, I got my co-host, the number one co-host in the world, Giovanni Jimenez. And then I got my good buddy, Young Thom, Ben Wen. And on today's episode, guys, we're going to do something new monthly. We're going to just talk about random topics and break down our thoughts behind them and try to break down what's going on in the world today. All right, you guys ready for this?
I'm ready. Let's go.
So, where do you guys want to start?
We talk about whatever. Man,
I want to start with, like I said, guys, we're going to talk about random topics. So we're going to be all over the table today. And one thing I want to talk about, because I told Ben in the car this, and he's like, what's so interesting about that? All right? And it's interesting to me because this topic is interesting to me because of what's happened the last few years. All right? And the whole thing, I think we're headed this way anyway because our society is building lazy folks, right? I think this is by design. Okay, people can say this is conspiracy. They can say whatever they want. I think this is by design, all right, to make people very lazy and not want to work. But during COVID, okay, there was a big change, a shift in the workforce. And it came from whoever you want to say, the government, the elites, whoever it is, okay? And so they gave an incentive to not to go to work, all right? And so I'm going down this rabbit hole. They gave it an incentive not to work, but why? So I keep thinking about it. They paid you to stay home. They paid you more than your job paid you. Why? Right? And so because of that, people are demanding way more money, which I understand that, right? Demand money. That's good. That's your right. In my opinion, that's your right. But you have to work, and you have to be worth what you demand, okay? But because of that, nobody wants to work, okay? And a lot of people at that time, they went remote, all right? So now we have a group of people that only want to work at home and goof off, okay, and not really do any work. They'll clock in, but they're not working. And then you have the other group which does not want to work. And that leads me to talk about the self-checkout. To me, dude, the self-checkout machines, until today, I would look in the store and I would analyze it. And I'm like, dude, this is crazy.
I mean, don't you think that's convenient for us, though?
The self-checkout?
Yeah.
Oh, I love the self-checkout. Don't get me wrong. I hate going to a cashier now. Like at Costco, if I get too many things in a cart, they make me go to a cashier. So if I get a flatbed, apparently, this might be one of the rules. If you get a flat cart, they'll make you go to a register.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if they did it to me at that specific point, but she was like, hey, you got that cart, you need to go here. I hate going to a register, me personally, right? But from a business perspective, like from a consumer perspective, I love self-checkout. Now, a lot of people on the internet hate it. They complain, well, like, you're checking our receipts. Why don't you bag our groceries? Why don't you bag my clothes or whatever I'm buying, right? Instead of making us do our own self-checkout, checking if we're stealing, and then we're doing our own bagging. So people are like almost kind of stuck up.
Yeah.
But they're the same ones that sit in the parking lot and do curbside, right?
Yeah.
So the whole self checkout thing, and this is happening with time, right? We're growing as a nation, as a world. Technology is taking over, right? But as much as I love it, I keep telling people, like, I would always make a post on social media. Like, I think you were at me in Sam's Club with the remote cleaner, bro. It's the ones that you push that clean the marble, the tile floor.
Yeah.
Usually somebody's pushing it. This thing was by itself. Okay, so when I see like that, I get excited, and I always post something. I'm like, hey, for those that don't want to work, you better get out and start working, because that machine's taking your job. So that machine, I mean, if you look at one shift in a day, that's 2 employees minimum. You know, Sam's Club opens at 7 a.m. They close at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
They're not going to put one 12-hour shift worker there. They're not going to work 12 hours. So they might put 2 6-hour shift or 2 8-hour shift workers. Well, that's 2 employees gone. When you go into Walmart, there's like 30 registers self-checkout now. 30. When all of those were employees before. Well, now you just took out, I'm just throwing numbers, right? You just took out 60 to 90, 60 to 150 employees because of the shift, right?
Yeah.
From 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. And these guys work 4-hour shifts, 6-hour shifts, 8-hour shifts, time 30 registers. You just took out.
I mean, you don't have to necessarily see it in a way where you're taking their jobs away. Let's say it takes 20. Originally, back in the old days, it takes 20 people to run a register, right? Cashier. But let's say you can mitigate that and then bring them to a different department. Like, hey, we don't need you guys to be a cashier anymore. You guys gonna be stock, you know?
But that's not what's happening.
I know, but it could be.
It can be.
That's what's weird is like, I'm worried that because, okay, let's say now Walmart, they only have, in the future, there's only going to be like 2 people, right? At the front. It's just the people just checking the receipts. Mm-hmm. And these people, I think I've noticed, I think they just check the date to make sure it's from that day. They don't even really do the due diligence.
Bro,
But-
one girl the other day, she looked at, I bought a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Check. Just like that.
You know what I was thinking? Why they probably make you the flatbed at Sam's? Because, I mean, you could do, like, a square with the water bottles and, like, hide stuff in the middle.
Yeah.
So now they can't confirm what's in there.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, though. You lose all these people because of AI. Now, where are they going to go work? You know? Now, they lose. They can't work at Sam's anymore. Okay, let me go apply to Popeyes. And now Popeyes got a machine that's making the turkey, the chicken. Now you can't work at Popeyes.
Yeah.
Now you want to go work at somewhere else. Now they got a machine, you know? So where are all these people going to go work, you know? Because eventually we're going to have a big pool of people that can't work, and that's what concerns me. If they don't got no money, they're not working, what are they going to do? Rely to stealing?
If you look throughout our society, right, how our history, like, we have to evolve where we come from. So back then we didn't have all this technology, right? We're like basically a third world country, right? Most people. And then now how our society is changing, we have to, like, now we have job. Back then you only need one person to go to work. Now you need 2 people, right? And now, like, since technology innovation is getting so big, right? I could see, you know, the Futurama, you know, things where floating cars and all that stuff. So I feel like we are, as human, we have the responsibility of, like, keeping up with our evolving world, you know, with all these innovation that's coming up.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it's just, if you don't evolve with us, then you're just gonna get left behind.
100%. You know, one thing that I saw, I want to see what you think about this, which is, so they're saying that in the future when the robots pretty much take dang near all the jobs, right? They're taking their jobs. You know, it comes full circle. Everybody taking everybody's jobs. But they're saying that you're going to have to give people universal basic income. Because the machines are going to start working. Man. How do you feel about that? Now everybody going to get their $2,000 allowance.
Bro, you're going to get me on a ramble. So that's why I brought up this whole self-checkout thing, okay? Because I don't know if did I talk about on the podcast once when I tried to hire a girl to work, and then she woke up the one day, and I'm looking at the time, it's 9 o'clock. I'm like, the interview's at 9 o'clock, okay? And this was like during COVID, like right after COVID, right? And I'm like, she's finna show up late. Because I'm like, she's ready. Okay, she's going to be here 8:30, 8:45. You know? That's what I'm thinking. If you tell me to show up at 9 o'clock, I'll be there at 8:30, 8:45.
Yep.
Now, when I was younger, I'll show up 9:05.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, I'll get there 8:30, 8:45. All right? I'm thinking, okay, 8:30? Nope. Okay, Mo, you're extreme. 8:45, 15 minutes. Nope. Okay, 8:50. Nope. Okay, maybe she's ran into some 8:55. Nope. 9 o'clock. Nope. 9:07, 9:11, 9:13, 9:15. I get a message. 13, 15 minutes later, I get a message. Hey, I don't have gas in my car, and I think that's just a sign that I don't need to work. Just like that.
That's a sign, bro.
Wow.
It's faith.
I'm like, yeah, that's a sign that I ain't hiring you. That's exactly what I thought. This is exactly what I thought. You know what I thought? Because this is when I took over the gym by myself again, right? I had people working, then I took it over. I said, screw hiring anybody. I'm not hiring a single person. I'm working.
Yeah.
I told myself, I said, I'm not hiring nobody. I am going to work by myself. As much as stuff I got going on, I'm not going to deal with this. I refuse to deal with it, bro. Like, so why are we in that situation? I think, you know, this was built up from over 20, 30, 40 years. This is not the last 5 years. But the last 5 years have made it get to where we are. People say, hey, we want a higher minimum wage. Okay? So I respect that you demand more money. Okay? But what do I say? If you want more money, show me you're going to work more. Okay?
Why would you want more government welfare? Why would you want that? That's the worst thing you can get. Unless you need it.
So exactly. So that's where I'm going to lead to, right? So if we go to McDonald's right now, okay, whatever McDonald's paying, what, $15 maybe? 17 now?
Yeah, I think so. I think 17 if you're a manager.
Not Memphis.
How much is Memphis?
Memphis minimum wage is like what, $7.50 still.
Yeah, but some McDonald's are paying like after COVID they went up to like $12 or $15. All right,
I'm not sure.
Whatever they're demanding. I saw something like Tennessee minimum wage may go up to $20.
What?
Oh, wow.
I saw something. This is just talk.
Bro.
Okay, so listen. So you go to McDonald's right now. Go to McDonald's. They refuse to make you an ice cream. They refuse to make it.
The machine just broke.
Okay, but I talked to somebody, and the funny thing is, it's because they have to clean the machine a certain way or whatever. But anyway, you ask for whatever, a cheeseburger. They can't make the cheeseburger right. You know, like, I'm not going to be stuck up. I don't even return the food, me personally, because I'm like, whatever, at least I have something to eat. That's the way I look at it. I shouldn't look at it that way because I'm paying for something, right? But I'm like, you can't even do the job for $15. For a $15 an hour job, you give me a $2 an hour job. Your work, you know, your quality. So how do you want 20, 30, 40 bucks an hour, but you're not willing to do the work? Or you go into order and they're just sitting around and they're like, ugh. Like they have to take your order. You know? How many times you walked into a restaurant and you saw that?
I mean, do you think it's that person's fault, or is it just that they wasn't trained properly? Because you don't know what's right and wrong if you don't know what's the right.
True.
You know what I mean?
And I see where you're coming from on that, but at the same time, like me, we were in Subway once.
Yeah.
I told them, I said, if that was my Subway, I would walk in, I would fire every single one of them. I would get behind the counter and start making my own subs. This girl had a nasty attitude. Now it's a Subway, it's a McDonald's, right? It's corporate. So it's so many people coming in and going. And these guys are not watching every single thing they're doing, right? They're running through whatever it is, you know, onboarding. Okay, now you got a job, okay? But for the small mom and pops, it's obviously different because you got the family working it. So the community, the customer service is different. Mm-hmm. But so we went from COVID, not wanting to work, and what happened was it made people demand more, is what I noticed.
Entitlement?
It was more entitlement. Like, no, I'm not going to go back to work unless you pay me this. You know? Mm-hmm. And then I saw that, well, I don't want to work. I have people tell me this. Okay, and here's the funny thing. The same person that told me I want a remote job, guess what? They quit the remote job and went back to work. Because you'll go crazy. Some people just go crazy sitting at home. Now, some people love it. And we'll talk about the people in Japan, you know, here in a minute. So people now want remote work. Why do they want remote work? Because they don't want to do no work.
Yep.
I know. I can name 10 people right now that
convenient.
Okay, it's convenient that you check in, clock in at work. You're not doing no
here's the
work.
thing. So that's the company fault, but I still think that it definitely comes with difficulties and definitely comes with problems when you come with remote, right?
Yeah.
Right. There's no. It's the same thing if you're somebody like someone's going to work and going into the office. There's always problems that you have to overcome. Now, remote is a big new thing because of the pandemic, right? So I see a lot of problems. People are not setting the standards that the company have for them, right? So that's why people will revamp. Like, hey, you have to come in. Your webcam have to be on. You have to dress a certain way. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's companies that still hold standards and expectation working remotely. But I feel like if let's say it's a perfect world or a perfect company that handle really well, I think a remote will save a lot of time and convenience for people who have like a big family they have to take care of, or like just time crunch. For example, you just running around so much, right? It just helps a lot of people in that convenience sense, you know?
I feel you 100%. But this is the thing though, during the pandemic, it was this company got big because they started like selling like backyard offices. So you could buy a pod and you could put your office in the backyard because people got tired of being in the house.
Oh, that's cool.
So people go crazy in the house. But this is the thing, like I want to say about the fast food workers. Like I went to one time I went to Freddy's. All the employee cars are parked out there, right? Like it's like 2 hours before they close. They're all parked out there. I pull up, and there's this truck in front of me, and they just pulls off. I'm like, that's weird. Okay. I pull in. I'm like, I say something in the mic, right? Nobody answers. And I'm there for like 3 minutes. And I'm like, all right, these people do not want to work. Like, obviously, I was cussing up a storm, right? I was upset. I'm like, bro, how are people this lazy? But a lot of times, people like that. And then I know that people get depressed working those jobs, right? I've never worked it. But I have worked hard, though, but whatever. They're like, I'm not going to start working until I start getting paid, right? The thing is, you don't start getting paid until you start working, which is reverse. Like, you'll never get the money that you want because of your mindset. Because you think that until I get it, I'm going to start working. But no employee, no boss, no manager, nobody's going to recognize you just for doing the bare minimum. You're never going to excel. But what I saw this documentary about robots, right? And how robots are going to liberate everybody. How you don't have to work no more. Yeah. But I think in reality that's going to enslave people because you're going to become a slave to your urges. To like, now you don't have discipline to have to work. Now you don't have to do anything because now the government's going to pay for it. Now what you sitting around at home, what are you going to do? You're going to fall to temptations, either entertainment, food, sex, drugs. One of these vices is going to catch you, gambling, and you're just going to be addicted and asleep, which is really what they want, right? They want you to be asleep. Fat, dumb, and happy is what they say.
Yeah.
Was the movie Wall-E? You guys watched that?
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
You watch it? You should watch it. You'll be like, so at the end, right? Long story short, at the end, this robot somehow got into space with Earth, right? Because Earth was the dying country, world, and then everyone had to move. But in the big ship, everyone was fat. Everyone was on their chair that was floating, and they all had glasses on, and they were just in their own little world. They were communicating with each other, right? Through the headset, and they were literally right next to each other. You know what I mean? So they were getting controlled, and everybody. And then there were some instances where people got like their headphones fell off, and they just fell in love again. Like they talk one-on-one. So it was just crazy.
It's crazy.
So that my problem with remote work is that, and we're gonna go to. I'm kind of made like a big detour for his question, but my problem, some people are very effective, right? They get a lot of work done remote, right? But my problem with that is caused a lot of laziness. Okay, because you don't have to get up, you don't have to be at work at 8 a.m. Okay, whatever. I can wear a button down and wear my PJs, right? If I'm on a Zoom call, right? So I feel like it's what's happening is they're making us very lazy. They're making us easy. Everything we were doing is easy, right? And so to answer your question, Gio, about what do I think about the government paying for, like, what did you call it?
Universal basic income.
Universal. That's BS. That is, dude, take that old crap away. Why, right? Because
Our tax is gonna go up.
first of all, like, how is that going to work, right? First of all, who's going to pay for it? Okay, what they're going to say is let the rich pay for it. Okay, that's exactly what they're going to say,
Socialism.
right? They're going to say let the rich pay for it because who's going to rent it? Who's going to pay for it? Is the government going to just keep printing money? Look at what all the printing did to us now. Okay, and so we can talk about all the wars. You're sending money to all these countries, Ukraine, Israel, and all this, right? Instead of sending the money there, give it to the people here. Or don't even give it to the people. Invest in the country. Okay? Instead of just printing paper, hey, we're paying you to stay at home. We're paying you for this. Okay? Now it's different when you do welfare, right? And somebody needs it. Somebody needs it, that's it. Okay? I'm not going to get into that topic. But when you talk about universal income, okay, the man that's a man, he ain't no man no more. Right? Because his duty is to work. This is a man's duty is to work. Okay? Some people are going to say, well, Mo, you're blurring lines now. Women can work. Okay? Well, I get it. Right? These days, men and women work. But right now, I'm going to talk about the man. It's a man's job, obligation, duty to work, to provide for his family. Okay? Now, when you take that away, which we already have this now. We have this now. We have men, right, that are not men. All they do is sit on TV and eat Cheetos, and their shirt is above their belly button, right, because their stomach is this big, and they have Cheeto crumbs on their finger, and all they do is they talk crap online. That's all they do, right? So we're already in a time and place where people run their mouth. Okay, we're gonna talk about this because we were in Japan, and I was telling you about this, wasn't I? But we're in a time and place where people just run their mouth and they believe they're obligated. What is the word for it? You just said it. Like when somebody owes you something.
Entitled.
Entitled. We're in a time where people believe they're all entitled to something. And I'm here to tell you, you are not entitled to nothing. Nobody owes you anything. You owe yourself something. That's it. And that's to make yourself better. To do something for yourself, not somebody to do it for you. Right? If you're a husband, a man, you're doing it for your family, that's different. But you're not entitled to jack. So when you do the universal income, what are you gonna do what are you gonna do? There's not gonna be any men left. Right? Because all you're doing is saying, hey, we're gonna give you the money, you sit at home, you just chill. Which, like Gio said, is gonna lead you to all these vices. Okay? And the vices can be, sex, drugs, alcohol. Gaming.
Gaming is not advice, bro.
Screen time, right? Social media. It can be.
No, it's not.
It can be.
It's already proven fact that
okay,
it benefits you.
What we talked about earlier about Japanese guys. They don't want to be in relationships. Why? Because they're always gaming.
I read an argue. No, that's not what I said. All right, we don't know why, the reason why,
okay.
but
we can look it up. I bet you has something to do with gaming.
We can look it up. I read an article saying that men and marriage in Japan is not what's it called, increasing or whatever, right? Because men are not actively going out and dating, right? For the reason, I don't know why. All right, I know it's not gaming. No, they're not. They're just not interested.
Why are they not interested?
I don't know.
Because they got something better to get their dopamine from, which is sitting on a screen all day.
No, it's not. They did not say gaming. I 100% guarantee you that. You searching that up?
Yeah. I mean, gaming is addicting.
It's addicting, but it's not a vice. It still helps you.
Why are you getting offensive?
I'm not, because actually it's one of my hobby, and I'm defending because I know.
Maybe not you, bro, but there's guys that live and breathe gaming.
No, for sure.
They won't get off the computer or TV for 12 hours, 14
It used to be like that. Used to be like me, but now I'm saying like it definitely benefits you in moderate, right? Everything is good for you in moderate.
In moderation, everything, right? But what we're seeing now, what we're talking about now, there's almost no moderation. Now is what we see.
Yeah, but that would be the user issue, no?
Right?
Yeah.
When you talk about people that drink alcohol, right? You don't see the most of the population is not in moderation. The ones that do drugs, it's not in moderation. The ones that game, it's not in moderation. The ones that are on social media all the time are not in moderation. Right? I like to lie to myself and say, well, Mo, you're on there on moderation for work, which I'm lying to myself, right? So I believe when you have the universal income, right, that we're going to tear this society down, this country. This country was built on the hands of working men. Built by the hands. Okay? And so that's why we had, and the United States is still a great country. Don't get me wrong. That's why the old America, right? The American dream that everybody had at first, you know, the husband, the wife, the family, the farm, the kids, all that, we had it. And we had, you know, there was no skewed, you know, I don't want to get messy here, but viewpoints, right? It was for the most part gray and white, black and white, you know? And so that's because it came down to hard-working men, which all had mostly the same values, right? And as time came and changed and things became easier, well, people started voicing their opinions, and if somebody decided to say, no, that's wrong, then they'll get hurt. Now we have a bigger problem. Now, why can't I believe this? Okay? So that's the time that we're in now. So imagine how that's going to be when you don't have to work at all. And all you do is lay on a couch and get paid. Get out of here.
That's crazy. And you know what's crazy? I always put into perspective. Like humans, where do we come from? Like, what are we? All right, just human psychology, like human nature. We were hunter gatherers, right? So we hunted, right? That was a man's job. Hunt, bring back, I don't know, the pterodactyl, let the wife cook it, and then that's what we did, right? Okay, eventually now we made an economy. Now, modern day, hunting means go out and make money, right? So the money you make is pretty much what you hunt. Some people hunt tigers, some people hunt mammoths, other people bring home a fish, right? Regardless, you hunt, right? And that's where you get your pride from your work. Like, I accomplished something. And then I looked it up. So video gaming, it says it can become a vice when it becomes an addiction. So it becomes an addiction as a vice. You know, but it's not by itself. You can just enjoy it as a hobby. But like you said, all these people at work, I mean, not working. Like, what's gonna happen with this country? Like, I think about it. Like, why is like the mainstream media like? Because I think about it. In the U.S., I've heard this perspective, which is true. As an immigrant, I know. When you come to U.S., you're amazed. You're like, wow, this is amazing, right? These people are blessed to have this country that they've built, that the men built. And then, but it's hard for the people here in the U.S. to look out to other countries and realize, because if you look at other countries like China, Russia, what you could say are America's enemies. Vietnam.
Oh, no, we're not enemies, but I thought you were just naming like people.
Yeah, or like even countries like Vietnam. Like you go countries like there, you go to Mexico, you got like men. You know, you go to Pakistan, you got men, like hardcore dudes. You know, like they'll work, they won't roll over. And it was like, bro, how is that not concerning? Like, how is that like we, at the end of the day, humans are animals. Like, someone is going to try to come and take your stuff. Like, how is this country not concerned that we do not got people in the front lines to throw at it? You know?
We do. You know what I'm saying? We just got put on a leash. All right, back when I was in the Corps, right? I was willing to go. I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. In Dallas, but then, you know, we got leash, you know what I mean?
So let me find this quote real quick. So we're going to go into messy territory, but I want to go there anyway. Let me find it real quick.
You know, one of our good friend actually posted a post about it, a couple days ago or yesterday, and it was a video of, like, Haiti, right? And then people were just literally, they saying that it's turning into a cannibal state, where I guess it's like people eating each other or whatever. I don't know what it means, but that's what it said. And then it was just like people going ham. Like, this is like how people would react if our power grid go off. You know what I mean? I was like, And it got me to thinking, I'm like, man, do I need to like start prepping? Even though they say that, they say that expert been predicting this lately.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, man, like now it got me thinking, like, what if this really happened? Like, are we going to be prepared for it? You know what I mean? Am I like, what's my plan is to be like to sustain this life?
100%.
And would I be able to protect myself? You know what I mean? Whoever's listening to this, I'm crazy. I want you to come to my yard so I guess something happened.
Be quiet. Be quiet.
Damn, man, crazy.
Be quiet. You can't punch your way out of a paper bag.
I got beat by a chicken.
My man runs away from my chickens. And my sheep. Be quiet.
Hey, nah, bro, you see Albert? Man, got the big ass horn. Hey, I'm straight, bro.
That's crazy. I had to kill a mice this weekend, and I'm not gonna lie, I was scared of the mice. They're like, it was tiny mice. I was on a stool. I was
My
like,
man told me he was standing on a stool.
bro, I would have had rabies or something. I don't want to get. And I had.
You little
flip-flops
mouse.
on.
It wasn't even a route. It's a mouse.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't care what anybody say. Any men, if a flying cockroach fly over you, we're running.
I'm not running on the cockroach.
You lie.
I'm dead serious, bro. I'm
You're
not.
lying, bro.
I'm not.
A cockroach this big
I
flying
don't
at
care.
you.
Like,
Yeah,
dude,
you
I'm not
lied.
running from a dang bug.
Bro, you be
Did I tell you
screaming.
hey, listen,
You got your ass whooped by a cicada, bro.
dude, did I tell you that story?
Was the one that beat you and Mahmoud?
Bro, it was me and my brother, right? I was going to my brother's house, and I look over this giant cicada. And I'm like, dude, if I open the door, this thing is going to start going wild and smack me, right? And so Mahmoud is behind me running his mouth like, dude, quit overthinking. He just killed it, anything. I'm over here like, because I know it's going to start flying. I'm trying to hit it, right? So I take my hat off. No, I don't even, I did take my hat off. I had my hat in one hand, and I had my fist in my other hand. I had my fist cocked, right? And I went to like smack it. Right before I went to smack it, it flew. Right? So when I came like this, it flew and I punched. Bam. I missed. It hit me in my eyeball, bro. It hit me directly in my eyeball. It flew straight into my eyeball. And so now I'm like this. At this point, I turn around and it goes straight from my brother. And my brother does the same thing. He punches, but he punches the elbow out.
Oh my god.
So he's leaning over like this, like, dang, I popped my elbow. And I'm by the door laughing. Dude, at this point, I'm laughing my butt off. And I'm like, bro, we just got beat up by a cicada. Like a bug. And so I laugh about it every time I think about it. But anyway, like what you said is how all these countries, and you find this usually in like third world countries, right? Countries that are struggling or countries that still preach what it is to be a man, okay? Specifically like Russia, right? Russia, Palestine, Mexico, Vietnam, all these third world countries, except Russia is not a third world country, but there's a duty for a man, and it's to go work. You don't lay around the house, right? Like in our culture, you don't lay around the house. My mom, when I growing up, like, hey, get off the couch. You're not laying around the house. You're going to work with your dad. That was the thing that was said to us nonstop. And so I think what's happening is, like you said, they want us to sleep. And so you want to talk about, and these elites, whatever, the government, whoever you want to put in this, I believe is by design. All right? And I was listening to Pastor Bet David, and he had a guest. I'm not going to say who the guest is, but they said this quote, okay? And this quote was, they gave stats. And they said 1% of the population controls the world, which is not 1%. It's less than 1%.
What stat is that?
Okay? So just listen. 4% of the population are their puppets. All right? And you can put presidents, politicians in that 4%. These are the puppets that are put in there to kind of guide people and pass this and split, divide, conquer, right? Divide the people. I'm red, I'm blue, I'm this, I'm that, right? Mm-hmm. That's the 4%. 90% of the population are zombies. And that's why when you hear Gio and I say they're asleep, right? I believe 90%, right? And whatever. I believe most of our country is asleep. They don't know what's going on, Okay, they're stuck on the
Do
hamster
we
wheel.
all? You know what I mean? Like, do you know what's going on?
I don't know what's
You can
going on.
only assume, right?
You can also we always get into this. We can always assume, but I told him it's simple math that you do and you look at it. Okay, and we'll break down that math in a minute. So 90% of the population are zombies or sleeping, which is most of the world. They watch the news, whatever's on the news, they believe it. Okay? Whoever the politician is, whether it's Trump or Biden, whatever they say, they pray to them. Whatever they say, they believe it. Okay? This happens. This is a clear cut. Can you agree or not?
Yeah.
Okay? This is what happens in our country. 5% are trying to wake up the zombies. So the 5% of the people, okay, I'm not going to say I'm part of that 5%, but there's people part of that like, hey, pay attention. Don't watch the news. Break it down. If you see something on the news, check it. See if it's true, right? Don't just watch our news. Watch the news somewhere else, right? Get the facts. Don't just look for what your politicians tell you. Don't look at what the news tell you. That's propaganda. Propaganda is designed to conquer people, to divide and conquer. Propaganda is designed to control the people. That's what it is, okay? And so the 1% make sure, so the elites make sure that the 4%, which are the politicians, presidents, all that, stop the 5% from waking up to 90%. That is powerful.
That's powerful.
Okay? So you have a small group of people that are trying to wake up the people that are sleeping. And these are the people, like, I look at them as like, these are the people that truly believe. They look crazy, right? Some of them are conspiracy theorists, whatever it is. But these are the ones that are saying, hey, grow your own food. Why are you eating this poison food, right? Why are you always on social media stuck to the phone? Why are you, watching the stuff that they put out, porn? Why are you listening to this crazy music, right? And so if you look at it and you break it down, they're telling you to do all this. They're telling you to watch the news, all right? And so the small group is trying to tell the bigger population to wake up, pay attention. Now, the politician is trying to suppress the small group by telling them to shut up. You're wrong. You're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about, right? Or they punish them by their own ways, okay? And so I truly believe this is happening in our country right now. Now, I may sound extremely crazy, right? I'm not going to sit here and argue with somebody in person about it, but we're just talking on the podcast. I 1,000% believe this is happening in our country. It's simple math.
Using your advice, where will he get that stats?
I have to see where he pulled it from, But he was talking to...
It's just weird to me where he can get the numbers, like he could get the people saying, hey, I'm a zombie. Okay, we're gonna put you with the zombie. You know what I'm saying?
See, I see where you're coming from, right? But like, don't take this wrong, but you're part of the group right now that doesn't want to question it.
No, right? I think you're misunderstanding me. I never said that I don't believe you guys. Mm-hmm. However, there's lines that I have to draw for myself, and I don't want you guys to get off the rails because you guys are gonna start believing, and then what is true and what is reality.
Right.
We sat around the campfire, and me, you, and Somali talked about it. Right. I was in that rabbit hole. During that time, I was in the military before. I was like, dude, these people are just controlling me. You know what I mean? And I knew that, for example, I didn't believe 9/11 happened. I believe like we maybe conspired that to happen, right, at one point. But then again, I told myself,
change the topic right now.
Stuff like that. That is just an example, guys. That is just an example. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that's why I told myself I'm not gonna like believe it, but I'm not gonna be like not. I'm gonna stick my foot in. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm like, you're not wrong. I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah, I think
in my mind, like in the back of my head, I feel like there is someone in that 1% that's controlling us.
Yeah, I think I'm assuming, you correct me on this. I think what you don't want to do is go back down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And I respect that, right? But I feel like the only way to, and I try not to let myself go down that rabbit hole, right? And like everybody has their own opinions. I'm not, I like your questions. But this is a generalization. These numbers are generalization, right? The 1% is not even 1%. It's 0.00012, whatever it is. It's a very small group. Okay, but it's 1 + 1 = 2, no matter how we put it. Okay. Now everybody has different opinions on wars. I'm gonna talk about one war. I'm not gonna talk about the Afghanistan war. Okay. I'm not gonna talk about the Afghanistan war because of 9/11. That's why they went to Afghanistan. So if 9/11 happened because of the Afghanis, right, by a leader that was trained by the U.S. CIA, that's fine. Right?
You just had to throw that in there.
You know, I have to throw that in there, right? But that's fine. We can ignore that. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. But the Iraq war, okay? It was said that they had weapons of mass destruction. Okay, so all they had to do, whoever this 1% is, was had to get on American television and say Iraq has nuclear power and they're gonna attack us. And if you notice the same trend, right? There's videos of this. They say that about any country they want to attack.
Libya.
Okay, Libya, Syria, all the Middle Eastern countries. Okay, all of them are Middle Eastern countries. Okay,
Talk about it.
so
I got some.
we're gonna
information.
listen. But I mean, this is
Self-incriminate myself.
this is just to open eyes, right? I'm not gonna go down this road, but it's all the Middle Eastern countries. Why? You have to ask your question. Why? Natural resources are there. They're in the Middle East. Okay? But forget about that. My thing is, like you said, do they use you in the military? Right? So my thing, what I tell people is, when we talk about the war, okay, screw that you killed millions of Iraqis. Screw that you demolished the country. Screw all of that, right? Screw them. But how many Americans did you lose? For the greed of these politicians and these elite, the 1%. That's what it comes down to. The guy I was listening to, right? I'm not gonna say his name. He's part of the like contractor of the sector. He has a big company, weapons, military, all this. Okay, he broke it down how it works. He broke it down how it works step by step, and every war works the same way. Okay, and so all they had to do was get on TV, right? And this is what I say. They get on TV and they say, weapons of mass destruction. Boom, war. Go to Iraq, enter this giant war, kill a bunch of people. For what? Just for them to say, hey, I'm sorry there was no weapons of mass destruction, but we put in a democracy, we built the country back up. No, the country is torn down. Okay? So my whole point is that's just an example of what they need to do to control the people. Okay, people know I'm from Palestine. I'm gonna give another example. All right, October 7th, Palestine-Israel war breaks out. People act like that was the first day of the war. We've been fighting this war since 1940s. This was not since.
Oh, it was longer than that.
No, it was really early 1940s.
Oh, really?
So it wasn't October 7th. It was 1940s. I was there last summer. I saw the military getting ready, the Israeli military getting ready. They didn't get a surprise attack October 7th. They were getting ready for this war. Okay? Americans don't know this. The general population doesn't know this. I was there. I saw the military getting ready. I went last summer, right? In July. I saw all of this playing out. And guess what we were all saying? Something is about to pop off. One day before it popped off, I was talking to somebody back home. You know what they told me? I put this on everything. They said something is bad is about to happen. Guess what? The next day I wake up to a bunch of messages. The war started. The day before this happened. Okay? So this is all a ploy. This is all a game. Okay? So whatever. You can ignore the war, whatever. Mr. Biden comes out on television, okay, and says, okay, so people don't really know. If you tell people to point out where Israel is right now or tell me where Palestine is, nobody knows. They can't even put it on a map. Give them a globe, tell them point it out. I bet you over 50%, 75% of the population could not find it.
I don't think that you guys are on the globe.
Okay, that's why I said Israel. Israel's on the globe.
Yeah.
You know?
That's so weird.
Yeah, Israel's on there. So old maps will put Palestine. Yeah. Very old maps, right? I have a map from early 1900s. It says Palestine.
Man, that's messed up.
You know? So my point is, everybody that says they support Israel, okay, show me where it's at. Point it out. Over 50 or 75% will not show you where it's at because they don't know where it's at. You know why they support it? By default, because the U.S. supports it. By default. Okay? So this is the biggest example I give to people. Mr. Biden, false information, by the way. The White House had to come out and correct it. The Palestinians beheaded 40 babies and hung them up on strings. You know what the world did when that happened? They get exactly what they want. Weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, right? 40 beheaded babies. The whole United States and the world said screw them and kill every single one of them. That's what everybody came out. The biggest superstars, the biggest entrepreneurs came out and said kill them. Kill the Palestinians. Okay? There was no question. There was no pictures. There was no video. Okay? All of this was fake information. But they got what they wanted. Now, because of that one news post, the whole world, they don't even care about looking into it. That was enough for them to support the U.S. to go to war. Okay?
It's like people don't realize the trend or the pattern that we're making, right? A lot of people are like yes men, no men.
That's
you know
it.
What I mean,
but those are the zombies.
Yeah,
these are the zombies that I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
Over 25,000 that are killed in Palestine right now are men, women, and kids, babies. What about them? That wasn't 40. Okay, let's just talk about the kids. The kids are at like 10,000 right now. Okay? 10,000. Not 40. 10,000. Put that number into perspective. Nobody's blinking an eye.
That's wild.
Now nobody's even questioning it.
it's hard. I mean, it's definitely hard. It's a situation where people like us can't really do much, but that other than donate money. But really, what can that do? We're in no position no position of power where we have that effect, which is really unfortunate, right? And then with the ties that the United States have with Israel, it just make it really, really, sticky, So I don't know. It sucks that it's happening. I mean, it's also, man, I don't know. There's something that we wish we can do. Like I said, we can make our own group and go to the park and have fun.
I think there's something we can do, right? I think they want you to believe that you can't do anything, but it takes a big group of people, like-minded people. Like, obviously, us three, they gonna murk.
They're gonna murk us.
But you need,
Drop that.
the big population needs to just be fed up. Like in France, them folks, they don't care. They keep the government in check. Like, they do riots.
Yeah.
Farmers, they jag with the government, right? Here in America, they don't really do that because everybody thinks.
You know what they do?
What they do?
Riot and destroy people, their own community.
Look, you got to make the government scared of you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're over here rioting for a purpose, but you're still destroying your own community, not government facility. That's so weird.
That is weird. Why are they destroying Gucci and Versace?
So, for example, my friends, the farmers, they went and put literally cow feces or animal feces on government building. Nothing from what I see, what the articles I read, nothing from their own community or anything, their own house, their own private business, government facility.
So we're gonna kind of.
But we over here destroying.
We burning buildings down, looting.
Who's gonna make you guys? Who's gonna listen to your story? Why would I want to listen to your story when you're stopping traffic when I gotta go to work, feed my family, and your ass over here, stop. You know what I mean? Bruh.
100%. It people really need to. I'm not gonna lie. In the U.S., it's too far gone. All the politicians are bought. There's really only thing you can do is just
it's corruption
by force, right? But
then I will say this. I'm gonna cut you off real quick so people don't think anything that we're saying is out of context. But here you have to keep it peaceful.
100%.
It has to stay peaceful.
What do you mean?
You can protest. I believe in protest, right?
Me too.
The protests that they're doing for Palestine right now across the world is making a huge difference.
Yeah.
Right? is getting so much attention. Now, some of the protests, I will even tell you, like the Palestine protest, is like some people walk in the street. I'm like, don't do that, right? As much as I want you to support Palestine, don't do that. I believe you want to protest, you want to stand up, you want to get your word out. You need to be civilized, because the second you look uncivilized, what are they going to call it? Why should we support those animals, right? And this should be like with I'm not saying what the French did, right, and go put cow turd in the government buildings, right? Now, do they have a right to do that? What they're doing, is it correct? Yeah, I guess.
I don't think so.
You know,
I think
there's some crazy stuff going on. I mean, I'm sure it is against the law. Don't get me wrong. You know? I'm sure 1,000% it's against the law.
I don't think they can arrest 10,000 people. You know what I'm saying? But don't definitely do that. But like,
be civilized. Voice your opinion. You know what I'm saying? If you have to do it every day, do it every day.
Yeah, but people got to do it like organized, like the civil rights. They boycotted a bus company because they want to segregate people. They boycotted it for like 2 years, and then they were like, all right, then they buckled. You know, I know people boycotting Starbucks, right?
Yeah.
Don't buy Starbucks.
Dude.
You can hold off. Don't buy your cheese Danish. Dunkin' got other stuff, bro.
Bro, let me tell you what happened, right? Some crazy stuff, right? First of all, I hope she don't mind me sharing this. I don't care. But me and Chris, right? Me and Chris went to a trip, and she took a picture of Starbucks. And she been doing that before she got big in her career, right? She been doing that, anything, even with Dunkin', everything, every pictures that we eat, she would just take a picture to share on her story, just to share. We went to California. All of a sudden, she took a picture of Starbucks because it was in the morning. We had to go. We had a meeting to go. All of a sudden, she got a hate message out of nowhere. I'm like, I remember she showed me one comment saying that this guy said that, oh my God, you're so gorgeous, a couple of weeks ago. When she posted that, it's like, your look is mid and your morals is shit. I was like, this,
Wow.
Which is so weird. Like, we didn't know what was going on with Starbucks. We didn't know it was boycotted. They were boycotting, or they supported Israel, right? And my intake is that I don't like when I buy people product. It's not, I don't necessarily support them, right? It's something that it's quick breakfast. We missed breakfast, and then it was literally 30-second walk to go there, right? And then like I think it's wrong when people just attack people because they buy their products. You know what I mean?
So that's the other problem
That's not
that
right.
I don't mean to cut you off, but that's the other problem, because you told me about that, right? And like, as much as I want people like to say, hey, we're boycotting, because the boycott is one of the biggest things you can do.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Right, it's one of the biggest things you can do. But at the same time, it's like I said, don't be animals. Be civilized. You know, if you look at me right now and say, hey, I'm going to buy Starbucks, I don't care. Go buy it. For me, it doesn't matter. Now, would it be better if you don't buy it? Yeah, of course. But this is my view on that specific, group, Israel, right? I don't want to support them. I don't want to do anything with them, for them, right? But if you say, hey, I'm going to do it, then that's you, right? We shouldn't fight each other, right? We should educate each other and voice our opinions to each other, but we shouldn't fight each other.
Well, but here's also the weird thing, right? I feel like Starbucks, right? I'm not saying I support them or agree with their morals, but they're not supporting Israel in a way of like giving money, are they?
That's what they say.
They are?
They say direct donations to Israel.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's what they say. But no,
I bet they feel so bad now.
Well, they lost a lot of money. They closed down a lot of locations.
I mean, just looking at the news by like just how all the facts and the actual events that's happening, what's really going on, man. Like people who supported Israel, I mean, like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's horrific.
And that's gonna lead us to, we're gonna transition to the topic of technology, right? Like
Enough trying to get canceled.
man, that's what we're trying to get out, is the side of the internet, right? We're going to talk about the internet. So we've already kind of talked about it. But the power of the internet. And this can be business, this can be personal, this can be political, right? for example, we're gonna kind of talk about it again, but the only reason Palestine is getting more recognition right now is because of Instagram and Facebook, social media, TikTok. What is the other one? Telegram.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
not TikTok also, but social media, the internet. When there's something going on, back in the day, there was no way to show Twitter. You know, there was no way. X, right? It's called X.
Yeah.
There's an app called X.
Yeah. Twitter's now X.
Yeah. So there's a way to show what's really going on, and not
Through social media?
Through social media.
No, man. You must forgot about censorship.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they are censoring, right? But they're not censoring fast enough. So when this whole war broke out, they started posting a lot. And the shift was like, I forgot the number. It was like 80-20 Israel to Palestine. Because they were winning the media battle. Yeah. Right? They got out and said people were beheaded, people were killed, people were this, people were attacked at a rave, which all came out false. All this is false. Okay? Now it's like 60-40 Palestine across the board and social media. Okay? But that's the power of internet and social media. Now, I hate it. I got off of it for this month, right? But the power of that to voice your opinion, the power to, find information, the power to make money off the internet, if we are at that stage now, my question to you guys is, where do you think we're going to be in 20 or 30 years?
I didn't even thought of that, dude. Maybe.
Because I feel like we're at the peak already.
I think the new trend is going to be a chip in our head.
Mm-hmm.
I see people have been talking about that for like 5 years.
I think it's going to be a chip in the head because it's just how technology is going and headed. It's going to be super effective. You don't have to carry your phone. It's crazy.
You talking about like you're going to do it.
They already sold him on that.
My man comes in, sits down like this, gets up like this.
Just imagine the knowledge. My jiu-jitsu is going to skyrocket.
So you need a chip to make your jiu-jitsu better?
I mean, a lot of people need steroids, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. I think eventually what's going to happen is...
No, I'm not sold. I'm just saying how I can see that. I can see it. You know what I'm saying? Elon Musk is already working on it. You know what I'm saying? And if Elon Musk doing it, I gotta do it too.
But that goes back to the stat that I gave earlier about zombies and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like, who are they to put a dang chip in your head?
No one is telling you to put a chip on it. This is all willing.
It's gonna be consensual.
I don't think none of this is gonna be consensual.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe
are vaccines consensual?
Hey,
are they?
But I
no, we finish this podcast after talking about that. We ain't gonna make it 30 minutes.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't find the problem with all vaccines because there's some parents, like some vaccines they want to force on you, right? Okay, like the COVID, right? It was like hyper speed, right? And then which is funny because Donald Trump is like he's the one that took pride in it, right? But then all the Donald Trump supporters are like F the vaccine, and he's like, no, the vaccine is good. There's so much hypocrisy in those people.
Hey, let me tell you something. That is funny, because the stimulus came out when Trump was in office.
When he did it, right? And then
the vaccines was when Trump was in office. So, but that's the whole point. That was what I was talking about earlier about a certain politician. They just pray to this guy, like I don't want to say this, like astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah means like God forgive me. Like you're not supposed to do this comparison, but like they look at him like he's a god. Whether it's it's Trump or it's Biden or whoever the next candidate is,
man, I think that's an extreme.
That's not, bro. You can talk
at that, man,
bro. No, bro.
Listen,
like I'm supporting you head on. Go if you like. Let's say you want to go for president. I'm go Mo. I'm gonna support all your values and principles, right?
Yeah, but for example, like if I'm the one that passes, let's say example, I'm the one that said go get the vaccine.
Okay.
Right now, Republicans are saying it's the Democrats' fault. Democrats are saying it's the Republicans' fault. Or the stimulus. They're blaming it on the Democrats. But who was in office when the stimulus got passed? And this is from Republicans.
The check even had Donald Trump's name on it.
You know what I'm saying? It had his name on it. So, and people are saying we're in this problem because of Joe Biden. Now, Joe Biden didn't help anything, right? But where did this start? This started back during COVID. The whole package, the stimulus package. Where did inflation come from? It just came out of nowhere? No. So that's my problem, right? It doesn't matter what this and that, right? We're kind of coming off topic. But my point is the same thing is they're believing whoever says this. So when we talk about, consent, right, or whatever the term you want to use, well, there's a set of vaccines, whether you were for them or you're not for them. Doesn't matter. You have to take them.
Yeah.
That's my point. Whether you are or there's benefits or there's not benefits, so there's studies that causes problems, whatever you want to look at, right? Like I was looking at somebody, talking to somebody, and we are talking about the vaccine, and the stuff that's in there, it's like from a monkey placenta, like random crap that you find in the vaccine.
Like that, right?
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
better give me them
I mean,
chimpanzee plus.
but
but
the point is, right, is those vaccines, right, when you got to go to school, they don't ask, do you want to take them? Hey, if you want to go to school, you have to take them, and we have to see.
And that's what I hate.
So if they're doing with that, what are they going to do with this chip that they're talking about? They're going to be putting it in newborns right when they're born.
Yep.
It's going to be mandatory to have this chip to make sure that you are not crazy, right? That we know what your thoughts are, or we can control you the way you want, and you do this. Now, here's another topic.
No, I think it's gonna get unethical real quick, real soon. But
Fast, bro,
no,
fast.
I think people is gonna
When
stop
it
real
starts.
quick.
No, they're not.
Yes.
I don't think so. You know why?
Let's make a bet.
I'll place
We'll
it.
be. Let's
You know
place a
why?
bet.
You
That'll
know
be 30
why?
years that lie. We'll be.
Sitting on a porch, I'm a rocking chair. I have my cane on my rocking chair. You owe me a steak, Ben. Remember 40 years ago?
We ain't gonna have teeth to eat steak.
You
That's
gotta
funny.
cut it up for me. But my point is, right? Why? Like we're going down. We talked about this yesterday. But like we talk about the people that are asleep, right? Everybody's asleep. The whole nation is asleep. Okay? So many people. Now, when you talk about like, hey, so for example, coach, I'm not asleep. I know what's going on. There's people like me.
Well, here's the thing,
But
though.
the people are like you. Okay, say how many people are in the U.S.?
Over 400 million people.
Oh, 400 million. I would say maybe a few million at the most that are thinking the same way.
So here's my play, right? Here's why I stop with saying this or stop preaching or stop talking about it is because what's the point?
The point is,
You say it and then what you gonna do? Nothing. You're gonna live on your life. So why waste your space in your head where you can focus on something else?
what what you're saying is right. What you're saying
You know what
is
I mean?
partially
And
right.
that's just me. Like,
Partially right. You know why?
Why?
Because I say what I say. A light bulb goes off in your mind. It goes off in his mind. It goes off in this person's mind. It goes off in this person's mind. Now we have people, for example, because of that, people now are wanting to plant their own gardens. They don't want to eat the fruits and vegetables from the store, which is a big deal. Now they don't want the eggs from the store. People have gotten chickens. During COVID, they got chickens. In some mysterious way, eggs shot up crazy amount. Chicken farms started getting burned down magically out of nowhere. Okay?
This guy.
But one plus one equals 2, no matter which way you want to do it.
I mean, I'm not arguing
Okay.
with you. I just
The
only
farmers-
so many convenience, right?
Right? But what's a coincidence?
I mean, coincidence. Sorry.
But what's a coincidence? Now the cow farmers, right, in France, in the U.S., wherever it is, the cow farmers, right? What country is it? They're saying you have to kill an X amount of cows because they're releasing some chemical in the air,
Methane.
methane into the air.
I mean, it's true. They have methane.
Bro,
No, you know.
bro, we've been having cattle in this country for
But they do have methane.
But
that's fine, but
at the same like amount, you have a ton. Now you stick like a needle in there, like it releases it and you light it up. It starts.
Yeah,
becomes a
but
fire.
yeah,
You seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
I've seen that.
Okay,
That's
so that's fine, right?
So you're basically saying cow is a dragon, bro. A descendant of a dragon.
Pretty much.
That is crazy. I'm gonna own me a cow now. I'm gonna ride that.
No, you ain't
That's
right.
not a
You
scary
ran
cow.
away from a sheep.
Bro,
and
time
then-
out.
and you ran away from
Your
my
cow
cows.
must kill me and Gio.
I remember that.
He did a drive-by slingshot in his leg in our face.
But anyway, so cows are a problem now, and you're telling these folks they have to kill thousands of cows, but cars are not a problem.
Yeah.
Littering
I mean-
is not a problem.
Littering is a problem. It's just the user issue. But here's the thing, though.
It's user issue. Okay, so you're gonna user issue the cow farmer, but you can buy from the cows from them, but a farmer can't have his cows.
That's suspicious.
Okay, That's my
All
question.
government.
Whether I'm right or wrong.
I mean, most farmers are owned by government. So, anyways,
You know, most of those farmers, like I looked into it, the big companies. And now this is the bad thing about unchecked capitalism, right? Which is just corruption. So like all these companies like Tyson, these that buy chickens, right, and make chicken products, they pretty much they make the farmers get into debt, right? All right, now you need to make more money. How are you gonna make more money? You need to get more chickens. All right, I'm gonna give you a loan, and they just keep them in debt. They're forever in debt, right? So they're just slaving them, and now these guys they can either keep working because that's what they love to do, or they're saying screw this. Now there's no more average farmers like an average like old guy, you know, he's biting on the wheat, he's wearing his overalls. Those guys, when you say screw it, now all these companies control the food supply, and then they poison it.
So I want to see the percentage of farmers that we have now. It's some crazy number.
But this thing though, not everybody can plant a garden. You know, there's not enough land for
like
to sustain everybody.
You can't even grow your blueberries.
Why are you talking about my blueberries, bro? I went and looked at them. They're grown. They're budding.
You remember he told us, hey, watch out for my blueberries. We went back there.
So in January of 22, less than 2% of the United States population is directly involved in farming. Less than 2%.
That's crazy.
And back in the day,
I mean, in America, America is known for their convenience. You know what I mean? Like, it's so convenient.
In the early 1900s, it was 40% of the U.S.
Wow.
Okay.
1900?
Yeah, early 1900s. So that's not that far, right? But to drop
what
that,
you mean? It's a couple decades.
Yeah, I mean it's 100 years, but it's still when you look at 100 years, to drop from 40 to 2, right? When you say 40 to 25, 40 to 30, okay, but from 40 to 2%, okay, and who's buying up the farmland?
Is the mega rich Bill Gates buying a bunch of farmland?
Who pushed the vaccine? You know what I'm saying? So this is 1 + 1 = 2, no matter which way you put it. But my point is, right? My point is,
It's 2 + 4. Look at that.
2 + 4. But my point is, like, how are you asleep? You're asleep by you're eating these bad foods. Now I eat this food too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna say here y'all eat bad
Well,
food.
you're not really asleep necessarily by eating it. It's just like if you're willing to accept it or not. That's when determine if you're asleep or not.
Yeah, but when
Like,
I say
let's say I believe what you're saying. It's true. Our food is poison. It's not poison, but
It's poison.
It's unhealthy as heck.
it's poison.
When we went to Malaysia, I could see the difference. But I'm saying it's like
Look, as wore out as we were when we got there with no sleep,
yeah,
and we ate, we didn't go to sleep, right?
yeah.
Did we feel sleepy at any point?
No.
Eat one cheeseburger here. Eat it here and see what happens. You going to sleep. You're going to sit on the couch and lay there, you know? And so when you eat this every day, what is happening to the people? They're getting extremely lazy. They're getting very...
I think that's a different topic, bro.
No, it's not. It's all...
Fast food chain is definitely hurting America for sure because how easy it is. But what was I saying?
You were talking about Malaysia.
Yeah. How like if I agree what you're saying, I wouldn't be necessarily asleep because I agree what you're saying. I believe that it's poison, but it's just so convenient for me to buy it rather than, you know what I mean?
I agree with you.
Because like for example, you have a farm, you work. How hard it is to keep a business going and also
It's hard.
farming. Exactly.
It's hard.
Like how many people is willing to do that? Because back then, a lot of people would just. Back then, people would just worry about their farm and sell their product a little bit, but it doesn't take much to live back then compared to now. Right. Now how our society is, it takes much more to you have to do is to live, right? So I think it's just a big switch, right? A lot of you guys, per se, like to live in back in old days, but I feel like. That lifestyle is gonna die off real soon.
I'm bringing it back.
I mean, you can try, but a lot of people, it's gonna be rare.
It is gonna be rare, but my goal is to live.
I mean, I like to live like that as well. I don't like to
ask to come out to my ranch. Gio, you gonna come out and train with me?
What you mean, bro? I'm not saying I don't like it.
You ain't gonna farm. You ain't gonna help me with the cattle. You're gonna run away from me. So you ain't gonna help me with the cows.
I didn't say that.
You ain't gonna help me pick the garden. You got soft.
Why you getting
hands.
hurt?
So you gonna
feel my hand right now.
you know what I'm
Let me see your head.
Listen, I got calluses all
Where?
over my hand. You see them, boy.
But you can see mine too.
Where are they? These are working hands. These are not gaming hands. These are working hands.
That's funny.
Hey, don't get upset. Don't get upset. You know what I'm gonna do?
You getting upset, baby.
You know what you know. You know what I'm gonna do when you come over to my ranch? I'm gonna just give you an apron. I'll go in the kitchen and cook. I'm gonna have an apron hung up on the door that says Benny.
That's funny.
Benny.
Wait, but what were we talking about again?
Hey,
about the food?
The food.
Yeah, the food.
What was we going?
I was just talking about how like
healthy it is.
it's unhealthy, but it's like people are asleep and like, what's the coincidence of like, okay, during COVID, everybody went and got eggs went up, people got chickens.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the chicken, I used to pay $10 for the chicken. Now I'm paying $25, $30 for the chicken, which I'm still fine with it, right? I get the eggs that I want.
Yeah.
Okay. But when that happened, what's the coincidence that the chicken farmers started burning down?
Yeah. Those guys, that's what I was saying is like, those guys have so much power that you can't, like, what can you do? How can you check those people? They have so much power.
Well, the same way, people said the same thing about the whole Starbucks boycott. They said, whatever. Like, boy, who's in a boycott what? Now go look it up.
Oh, yeah, you're right, boycott.
You know what I'm saying? But when you have more and more people talking about it, like, okay, we're going to, let's support, it's going to cost a little bit of money. Now I understand some people say, well, we don't have the extra money.
Okay.
Well, let's support the butcher that's, here in whatever Tennessee County, whatever it is. Let's support the butcher that butchering a cow and buy our meat from them.
Yep. But you know what? This country's been so conditioned, and it's funny because if it doesn't look like it's a big company, you kind of like
don't want to buy it.
Yeah, you're like distrusting of it.
Yeah. And so, but that's the cow that you want to buy, bro. That's the beef you want to buy.
True.
You know, back then on your own property, you can hunt, do whatever you want, raise animals, build whatever you want. Now, why is there all these regulations on your own land?
I mean, I feel like people should get. It's also how companies become successful is that the brand loyalty, right? And that's why big companies are so much better in controlling with their customer base versus with a new starting smaller business, right? Because of that, like it's more trusting, right? And then also, I feel like to counter that, people should like make educational videos of like, hey, this is the signs of a good beef and this is not. This is what you're gonna get from this company, and versus how a good beef should look like, a good chicken should look like. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I feel like those educational videos would help the mass population.
So on TikTok, that's about not on TikTok. I don't like TikTok. On my Instagram, I have all these these videos that you're talking about. I have them all. Like they keep popping up in mine. And now because I've been questioning. I don't mean to interrupt you, by the way. I've been watching. So like chicken for me. So years ago, I became like a pescatarian, which is like only seafood. And so that was when I went to restaurants. I didn't eat beef. I didn't eat chicken. Okay? Seafood. I only ate seafood, right?
Go back to the all-you-can-eat sushi again?
I'm down for that. No, I'm
not. Not from the experience that we had. Talking about workers getting attitude.
I'm not going back.
She gonna get replaced by a robot.
She is.
And I ain't gonna feel bad about it.
But so like for me, chicken and like beef, sometimes I don't want to eat it. Like in the airplane when we're traveling, I refuse to eat it, right? Because I feel sick. But because of all those videos, I was always questioning, like, I don't want to kill my own chickens. But now I'm like, all right, I'm going to buy 40 meat chickens. That's my goal here in a couple months. I'm going to buy 40 meat chickens. I'm going to raise them, 6 weeks old, whatever the time is. I'm going to butcher them. Now I have chickens for X amount of weeks. But that's chickens that homegrown, pasture raised. Not farm raised, pasture. They're out in the pasture free. And so because of those videos, I am going to do it, right? But it's talking about it. Hey, grow your own garden. Not everybody can do it, right? But the quality in the food, bro, is day and night. And somebody told me, there was a doctor that does cancer, research and stuff. And the number that somebody that knows him told me that it was 90% of the cancers come from the foods that we eat.
I I told Chris when we get married and get our own house, we're gonna like eat a lot of like natural. What I guess would you say natural food,
I mean, I guess natural, homegrown.
homegrown food.
know?
You know what I mean? Just help like all the high nice stuff. And
You gonna grow it?
not grow it, but just buy it. You know,
Yeah.
probably from you. You know, a mood farm.
I like the plug in. Listen, here soon we'll have beef, we'll have chickens, eggs, and vegetables.
But like you know, instead of like me taking supplements, because I'm taking so much supplements like fish oils, magnesium, and calcium, I told her I want to incorporate a diet where I have all that. So I'll be eating a lot more fish that has omega 3s and all of that stuff. And just walk away from pills, you know, just to see and test the waters with it and see how I like. You know, that's why when I live with my parents, I get undisciplined because she cooks really well and good food that I can't deny to eat. But if I live by myself and I cooking for myself, I have to control what I eat, which is easy for me. I'm disciplined to cook healthier food instead of just going out and buying food, you know?
Right.
100%.
Awkward silence. No, but the whole point, guys, is wake up.
But you know what?
Oh, I agree. Sorry, let me chime. This is last thought. You actually opened my eyes by saying like you made a point, not open my eyes, but you made a valid point that speak up on what I believe, because if you don't, then you're gonna let other people just walk as a zombie. Cause I was a firm believer. I was the same way as you. I just closed it up because I told myself it's no point of talking about it because you're not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
You're just small. But then again, you're like talk about it so other people can know about it, be aware, and then collectively, as time go by, people would be like, okay, Ben talks about this, so maybe I should like be conscious.
Right.
So,
100%. Like M. Tate was talking about the Matrix. But you know what? Well, people at the same time,
top G.
people they know that they know about the game, right? They know there's somebody rigging the game, you know, somebody moving the buttons, and they try to become like awake. You know, they say woke, but at the same time they try to become awake. They actually like fall into the trap of like propaganda.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there'll be people who like, oh, I get the real news, and just from their opinions, you know what news channel they watch. You're like, bro, how can I predict what channel you watch? But like you know, you mentioned vaccines, but I think vaccines are important. Like, there's this woman who didn't want to put vaccines on her kid, right? She thought she was like, oh, I know it. Like I'm not stupid. I know what y'all trying to do to us. And so she didn't vaccine her child. Her child caught the disease, like an 18th century disease, you know, a disease that somebody named Bartholomew caught back in the day, right? A baby girl named Amy shouldn't be catching that nowadays. And her daughter caught it, and then she was upset about it, right? It was like,
Beethoven looking.
come on, God, like back in those days, like nobody in 2024 should catch polio.
Yeah.
That should be
We
extinct.
were just talking about that.
You know? So at the same time, as people try to wake up, they also kind of revert right back to being a zombie.
Well, not revert back because I literally we talked about this how we're talking about the vaccines. It's saying like, hey, thinking about it, back in the day, we die from the cold. Now when we get the flu and cold, we survive, and that's because of the vaccines and the medical innovation that we created, and you know that we created for ourselves. So I feel like things like that will benefit us, because the Spanish flu, you know, like America, how European came over to North America, people just dying off left, right, the Indians.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like things like that, I feel like the fitness survive and the weak die. I know we have a lot of stronger gene now, but like still, I feel like the vaccines will help us in that sense, because there's always medical innovations that we create to prevent disease like Ebola and everything, you know.
So I
100%.
do want to say this, guys. We are not medical experts or doctors, so seek out professional advice.
My
Don't-
opinion is always this advice is professional, but it's unlicensed.
This is not. Don't take. We're just talking, so don't take our advice. Take what you want. Talk to a professional. But I think part of that, what you're saying is, it's not just because I don't know, dude. This is a tough topic, right? Because there's somebody that's gonna come out and post something and be like, well, document this, doctor just said this and that, right? That's what we have these days. But maybe because we've gotten stronger, our genes, right? Maybe because we have showers now and we have what is it, sewage system.
Well, that would.
You know what I'm saying? Now we have a sewage system. Now we have, what is it called? Like plumbing.
That would make
Right.
our system weak, though, no? Because back then we used to eat raw meat.
But the problem is, back then was it's crap in the street, just cooking in the heat. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth. That's just the truth.
Dropping bars.
You know, somebody pissing in the street. You know, everybody's pissing in the street. There's no sewage, or you go to the bathroom and you're using it in a bucket. You know, and there's rats running around everywhere. Okay, so, and then it's all in the air. So, that's a lot of things that go into it. You know, that's what happened. I forgot. I got to look up. I remember that there was a big, like, plague that came through, but that's where it came from. It's like back then there was
Black plague?
there was no sanitation.
Yeah.
Spanish plague.
You know, there was no sense. Now we have showers. Now we can wash our hands, right?
Heck no.
We can wash our hands frequent, but they say also at the same time when you wash your hands too much that you kill your immune system, right? So
True.
everybody has their own opinion, but like get enough sunlight, work out, take a shower, like knock on wood, right? I quit going to the doctor. I quit getting sick.
That's crazy. You know, it's crazy. We talked about this. It was like nowadays they want to give you a pill for everything,
Yeah.
every single thing. These doctors are throwing pills at you.
I'm sad.
Pill.
Pills.
I got a pill for you.
Pill.
I'm feeling this and that. I got a pill
Pill.
for you. Like
I mean,
it's crazy, bro. Like I think they wanted to give my mom like a pill for the sciatic nerve. Now I ain't a doctor. I graduated high school, 3.8 GPA, but I ain't no doctor. Not playing.
What is it gonna do for sciatic nerve?
Well, I'm saying like a pill for the sciatic nerve. You just gotta stretch it out, and you're gonna be straight. Why are they trying to give my mom trying to destroy her kidney and her liver by giving her these pills? You know why? 'Cause now she's sick, and now she can go in there for now they're gonna give her more medicine. Now they got her on a subscription,
Yeah.
and now she fully subscribed. Same way how you subscribe to Netflix. These people really subscribe to the doctor. You know,
Bro, I know people that when they sneeze, I gotta go to the doctor. Anything. I'm dead serious. Any little problem, they gotta go to the doctor.
so you think it's people with mental health coming in with
Oh, boy.
depression? With mental health, do you agree that they should go and get depression pills and stuff like that?
I'm not a doctor. Okay, I'm not a doctor.
This is all of our
Yeah,
opinions.
this is all opinions, and I don't want nobody to get their feelings hurt. But when it comes to that, seek professional advice, right?
Yeah,
Seek professional advice.
because mental health is a big issue in America.
Yeah, but
Right.
why? Why? You know, that's a question you gotta ask.
You got lazy, I guess.
1 + 1 = 2, bro. You know, but
I operate with
TV.
the fish.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. TV, right? All you see here, and watch on TV is negative. All of our music, negative. What else as a population are people addicted to?
music, drama,
Music, drama,
porn.
porn. All of this, what does it do to your mind?
Alcohol.
Alcohol,
News.
news. What does this do to your mind? So is it a coincidence that the mental health situation crisis is getting worse? It's not a coincidence, bro. Then what they do is, oh, you need to see a doctor. Okay. Doctor doesn't tell you to work out X amount of time a day. Doctor doesn't tell you to go on a walk. Doctor doesn't tell you to go get some sunlight, right? Doctor doesn't say read positive things, listen to positive things. Doctor says, here's this pill.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Let me tell you something.
You mean that's a good point.
Because
You
they
know?
don't make no money.
Because they make
true.
no money. But here's the problem.
That's true.
Now, put this person on the pill and take him off the pill and see what happens. Take him off the pill and see what happens. It gets worse.
So you telling me, all I need to go out there is get some vitamin D in me?
That's it.
Why you say it like that?
That's it.
No.
You know? Get some sunlight.
You're crazy, Joe.
You know? Get some sunlight, go on a walk, train jiu-jitsu, and your friend circle, have a good friend circle, you'll be fine.
100%. You know what's crazy? At one point, I'm not gonna lie, I think everybody in life has gotten depression. At least most people, right? One day I woke up, I was depressed, like legit depressed. Not just me being a punk. I guess I was being a punk, but I was depressed, right?
Don't be toxic.
And then I was being a punk, man. Like I had no reason to be depressed. I had everything I wanted in life, but
Need it.
you can say all my necessities, right? But I didn't have healthy relationships, like fulfilling relationships. I wasn't doing the job that I liked. I consumed negative things, like what we just mentioned, the news, all this other stuff, and the corn, you know. But all this stuff, it depresses you, dog. But luckily, I left the job I was working, right? I came work at the academy, met all these people, right? Build relationships, doing something I like, and guess what? Depression gone away. You know what I'm saying? So what changed? Did I take any pill? Did my lifestyle change? I was around people with good energy. I was changing my habits, and then I got rid of depression. And now there are some people who are like clinically depressed, but I think most people, if you go out, like if you actually like touch grass, like you come back to being a human being, like you're the animal that you are, you'll be happy. You know, that's what I believe.
Don't get me wrong. I feel like I'm super hard on this topic, and like I guess I'm very insensitive to it because I was in that position, and like in your position where I got like super depressed, and I was just being a little B word. You know what I'm saying? And just looking back, I'm like, bro, was all in my head. I just wanted attention because it was true, right? I wanted attention. Because it was some girl broke up with me, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm in my bed crying and shit, right? So it was just like, and I was like, bro, I have everything in my life that I need to be grateful for, right? I have a roof under my head. I have food on the table. And I'm like, why am I sad? I'm healthy.
Amen.
I'm healthy. I'm literally healthy. I don't have any medical conditions that I had to worry about, I think, at the time. You know what I mean? So it's just like, why am I being depressed for? So it comes down to that I was seeking the attention, and I feel like a lot of people, that's what they like, most people want, right? There's some people that is going through some stuff, right? Like a loss of family and like, you know, out in the street and stuff like that. And then, you know, their circumstances like dictate, but still, I feel like you can still get yourself out of the hole. It's just where your mental state is. It can get overwhelming. It can get, it can push you into a corner. But then again, I feel like we put this wall behind ourselves mentally, where if we just turn around, there's still more space. Life can only push you so far, right? And Buddhism, we practice where everything is just materialistic. What?
What?
Gio be making the funniest faces at the worst time. Keep going.
Buddhism. You're saying about Buddhism.
Buddhism, we practice where we don't value materialistic things, right? So, for example, how Buddha, like a monk, will become so detached with even their family members, right? Just so they can reach enlightenment. Because all this will be a distraction. Our relationships is a distraction for me to reach enlightenment, right? So
Don't hang out with me then.
that's why it's scary, right? Me and Ricky talk about this a lot. How like, man, what if we get so detached from our family members, where, God forbid, they pass away?
I don't think you and Ricky can.
I know, but this is just thinking, right? I mean, you never know, right?
You never know, but I think you guys are people.
Yeah, we definitely value people a lot. We definitely value relationship that we have with people. So that's why it's gonna be difficult. But then again, like that's something that I'm trying to achieve, like a monk state level, where I don't care if my phone broke, I don't care if I lose my job, I don't care if I don't have any money and live out in the street. As long as I'm happy, you know. But then again, as society put on expectation and standards that you're gonna have to uphold and live, and I feel like a lot of people get distracted and get lost because of that, and so they have to like ground themselves.
So you talking about that in Islam, right? It's kind of the same thing. We're taught that we can't be attached to this world. How are you attached to this world? You're attached to this world by materialistic things. That's how people are attached, by their clothes. That's who represents them. Their branded clothes, their purses, their cars, the watches, their phones, all the stuff that signifies wealth or class or whatever it is. Okay, but we're taught that none of that matters in this world. What matters is if I'm a good husband, if I'm a good father, if I'm a good wife, if I'm a good mother, right? If I'm a good brother, if I serve people, right? And I believe a lot of this, mental health things or the Cal Green effect, I call it the cow effect, comes from materialistic things. When we die in Islam, every single person, you know how they go to the grave?
Naked.
In a white cloth. Naked in a white cloth. Every single person, whether you're a billionaire or not. It's because, and I don't want nobody to get this wrong way, but like you go to the graveyard right now and you have a $20,000 stone, $5,000 stone, what is it called, where you put the body in?
Coffin?
Coffin. $2,000 coffin, $20,000
You guys don't
coffin.
even have a coffin?
No, you put them in the ground.
Really?
In a white sheet, yeah.
Like a mummy?
Mm-hmm.
Do you not have it like marked where they're at?
But it's a stone. Oh. It's a regular stone. But the whole point is, it's not, it's not class. It's not materialistic things. Like people, and I get it. Some people want to say, hey, for my mom that died, I want to put this very beautiful, something special, which that's to each his own. But my point is, the whole point is a lot of people value materialistic things more than they value people or principles or character. Okay? And so when you value the materialistic things, it's almost like you never find gratitude. Because when want materialistic things, you're chasing the material. You will never have enough. Because if you look over here, he has a Rolex on. Well, I'm wearing a Citizen watch, $150, $200 watch. He's wearing a $10,000 watch. I want that watch. Or I'm wearing, joggers and a T-shirt, or pants and a T-shirt, and it's a $50 outfit. Well, he's wearing, X jeans it is, $500 jeans. He got Jordans on. Every month he got different new Jordans. Or he's riding in a Mustang. Or he's riding in a G-Wagon, a Mercedes, Maybach, a Ferrari, Lamborghini, right? So when you are attached in this society, okay, most of the world, but this society is a very materialistic society. It's a consumer society. So we get happy from what we have, what we buy. That's what makes our happiness. So if you can't buy it, or you can't have what he has or she has, what happens? You drown in your thoughts. Okay? And so that's why I call it it's greener on the other side, the cow effect. Cows will always jump the fence or get through the fence. My damn animals this week, I got out 3 times going to chase them. Okay? It's greener on the other side, no matter what. So in our society now, we always see it like it's greener on the other side. And that's where envy and jealousy comes from. Okay? And that's where I think some, not all, mental health problems stem from. It's greener on the other side. Okay? Some people look at a relationship like they're extremely happy. Those people are probably miserable. They're thinking that about that relationship, and they're tearing up their own relationship because they think that one's better. Why you care about that one? Worry about yours.
Amen.
You know what I mean? Why are you worrying about what he has, what clothes they wear? Okay. A lot of times what I've seen like when I was in Palestine, a very poor country, I've seen like a shepherd. It's not even his sheep. He has 100, 200, 300 sheep. This dude is living his life. Living his life. And he told me, he said, I don't want nothing in this world. Me being a shepherd, this is my passion. I am living the life. I am living the life of a millionaire.
Wow.
He's in the mountains. He has the animals. He has his dogs. He got his horse. He's eating good food. He's surrounded by good people. He told me, he said, this is the better life than a life of a millionaire. He has nothing. Jeans tore up, flip-flops tore up, short shirt tore up, hands like leather from working. But he's living the life. Why? He's doing what he likes, okay? And he's not around the materialistic things all the time.
That's true.
That's, I think, where a lot of this problems come from. Is she got this, he got this. I want this, I want that. And you're not grateful. You're not practicing gratitude. And when you think about what you have, right, is you become happy. Right? You have to practice it every day. Like, I have this. I have health. How many people beg to have good health?
Yeah.
Wish to have good health. How many people beg and wish to be able to see?
I think a lot of people forgot that one of the biggest problem in the world is hunger.
Yep.
I'm like, you guys are so, like, most people are so sheltered in America that there's problems around the world that's still happening, you know, and that's why me visiting me going to Afghanistan and me going to different countries and just seeing and coming back to America, I'm like, man, that's why I told you, these people are ungrateful for what they have. And then all the riot and all the things that are happening and like all the riots and people that saying, yeah, give me money, I'll go and I'll fly back to Africa. I promise you, you won't be back. You'll be back in a month.
Not even a month.
I'm like, if somebody actually pay you off to go back to Africa or whatever, right, during that time or anywhere, I promise you, you'll be back. Because the things that I saw outside of America was just making me come back. And I'm like, dang, America is like great. We're not perfect. Don't get me wrong, but shit, like it's far from it's giving us more opportunities and resources to live on our own than like not worry about a lot of things that most people around the world have to still worry about. You know. Now, for granted, it's depending on where you live in the cities, right? Of course, we're in Memphis, so we still gotta sleep with one eye open.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie though. I want to be buried with all my jewelry in that motherfucker. I want to be iced out in heaven, just ooh, fresh.
Some people just enjoy that, you know. They maybe not. They may not like want the like the compliments. They just like shiny things.
Yep.
You know. But I think you want the compliments too, do you?
Nah, I just like to feel good. But no, but
why should you feel? Why? Here's my other question, right? Why should? Because I growing up, I wanted materialistic things. I'm not gonna sit here and say I didn't. I wanted cars. I wanted this. I wanted that. I wanted watches, right? And then I separated. I detached from it, and I broke it down. Like, why do I want it? Okay, maybe I wanted it to show off in front of the girls. If I got to show off in front of a girl, bro, she don't need to be with me.
for real.
That's one thing. If I need to wear a watch, if I need to wear a certain watch or a certain car or certain clothes, I don't need to be with that girl. So a lot of young guys fall into that trap. They want to be iced out. They want to have cars because they pull all these girls. In the young guys' terms, right?
For granted, girls there's something they show them that they value that, so that's why
they do.
Society now.
Yeah, our society now, but they value. Now we're on another topic. This is a good topic. They value that. They don't value you. Okay.
Can't blame them. Guys nowadays can't even get a date. You know what I'm saying? Like you either have to be 6'1", 100,000 a year. See, I like, dang.
What they say?
That's 2 check mark.
You saw those.
You gotta be 6 feet, 6 figures, 6 pack, and then 6 plus below the waist, and I'm a
How you go there? Why you go there?
Now I'm playing. That's what I've heard.
What is it for the 4 6s?
Yeah, 4 6s.
So the crazy thing is that is true. Like you see these videos and they do like their public tests, whatever. But the whole point is, my whole point is, like I said, so we've as men specifically fall into this trap, right? Women fall in this trap too because they show the body. Right, women fall in the trap by wearing certain clothes to show the body. Not everybody. Don't get me wrong. People are like, Coach Mo, I don't do it. No, I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying in general, right? Some people wear certain clothes to show the body.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's their way. That's their way. Yeah, that's the way that women do it. Okay, women don't have to wear watches. Women don't have to have nice cars. Women don't have to have $10,000 outfit on or J's on. Right? But guys, they feel like they have to have this. They feel like they have to have cars. They feel like they have to have nice clothes. They feel like they have white watches, right? And I remember being young thinking that. And and when I broke it down, I was like, man, do you want it because you genuinely want that for yourself, or do you want it to get approval from other people? Or to attract ladies, right? Which one is it? You know, so as I grew older, I don't care for materialistic things. I really don't. You know, I do want a nice car. I know what car I want. I know that I want to dress a certain way, right? Not nothing fancy, but I dress plain, right? I do want a nice house, right? But I don't want diamond rings, diamond gold chains, right? And so when it comes to Gio saying, I feel good, why does that, this is me, right? Let's enter another conversation. Why does that make you feel good?
Because if you look good, you feel good. You know,
Nice. But you should look good in your body, like the way you are.
Yeah. But
that's the way I look at it.
If you put a suit on, you look good, right?
Yeah, of course you look better.
Feel good. You feel like,
yeah, I know, right? You feel like a G, right? Like you feel like you're up there. I get it.
I'm a G.
You know? But my point is, like you said, I feel good when I wear jewelry. I get it. But my point is, I shouldn't have to only feel good. And I mean, you probably don't only feel good, right? But you shouldn't have to feel good because you put something on.
100%.
I believe the ultimate mindset, the ultimate health, right, is that you feel good the way you are.
True. I mean, yeah, I was about to argue with you, but again, it's different from you want to better yourself, you know, for people who have extra weight like me. I have extra weight that I want to cut off. So if it's a different story, I mean, it's a different, I guess, topic or a different feeling of like feeling good versus you want to better yourself physically.
No, I like it. I like it.
But one thing that you didn't mention at all, I like jewelry, but I like it just for myself. I don't like for people to look at me, you know? No, for real. I don't wear my chains like out on my shirt unless it's a Sunday night. But
my man, I'm buttoning his shirt 4 buttons down. His chains out.
Hey, I spent too much money on that chain. You better put it to good use. No, I'm playing. I don't spend more than $200. But
dang,
that's cheap. But you guys didn't talk about the Japanese folks.
Oh, the Japanese folks. So we were talking about how, and we just talked about it a little bit, but like how it's hard for there's a decrease in relationships in Japan, right? And so I told them I think it's from the gaming. And so we talked about this before too, here in the States, right? Is that there's different reasons why it's hard to enter a relationship. Some people feel like they're not qualified, right? Some people's expectations are above anything, right? Like, and I get it. Like, it's a woman's nature, I guess, to have security, right? So you need to make extra amount of dollars. You need to, you know, whatever it is. Like, I've seen some that would like you need to make, you know, $150,000. And what's a stat on 100,000? Let me look it up real quick.
What do you mean?
How many people make 100,000 or more?
Oh,
There's a
it's not-
stat.
It's low. It's not even people think it is. It's low. But they said that in a survey conducted between December 2021 and January 2022, they said that men respond that they were just a lack of potential partner, and most of it is because of financial issues or concern,
Okay.
not gaming.
All right. So cool. So this what this says. In 2022, the last update was approximately 28% of households in the United States had an income of 100,000 or more. I don't know how true that is.
100 down.
You know, so
That seems true. As long as it's not 50%, like
But-
most women think it is.
This is post like the inflation.
true.
Inflation is actually going down, 3.1%.
Yeah.
As Uncle Joe at work.
But
more years, look. Not playing.
But so like, and I get it. You have these days. You have to have money, bro. I tell people like some people are like, well, I want to have a happy relationship. I was talking to somebody Sunday, and I said, look, 3 things that you want to look at for. Number 1, you want to take care of your family, right? That's number 1. Number 2, you need to enjoy your passion, your job. Number 3, the money got to be there. You know what I'm saying? It can't be money. It can't be money. It can't be money. You will fail. It can't be money. It can't be your job, then your family. You'll lose your family, right? It can't be your job, then your family, then money, right? Because then you're not going to like your job because of lack of money, right? That's what I think. Some people say, well, I love my passion, right? But there's no money. At the end of the day, it has to have money no matter what. You have to have money, okay? And so...
But, I mean, with that logic, then you're just enabling people to live in a society where they value money. Because you're like, why would you want to do a job when you have no money? What if I'm happy with my job, I'm happy where my living conditions, and happy with where I am and the status I am? You know what I mean? And the money that support me is enough.
Well, if the money that supports you is enough, then that's your answer, right? It depends on your lifestyle. Your lifestyle's not gonna be the same as his. He want to be iced out all the time. You know what I mean? So it's not gonna be the same, right? But I feel like it's a driving factor to create happiness. It's not the only thing, right? Because if you're not a materialistic person, you have the relationship that you want with the person that you want, then X amount of dollars, you know, it may not be 100,000. Which these days, if you don't make 100,000 and you have a family, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, bro. It's gonna be very hard. You know?
I think 60 is enough, bro.
I don't know.
In Memphis.
Okay.
You guys are taking it
Okay.
way out
What's
of
the rent?
proportion.
What's the rent? Let's do some quick math. 1,500.
Just look up living costs in Memphis, in Tennessee.
I mean, you're not gonna live in Memphis. I'm putting East Memphis.
I saw that apparently like they did a research. They said that the average household that was making 100,000 wasn't enough for like 4 people, or 4 family.
In California, yeah. Where the survey was taken at? Where was the survey taken?
I don't know. I talked to.
So look, I can't figure this. I can't find it. So look, 1,500 a month, which is gonna be very rare to find something nice. For 1 or 2 people, yeah, but when you have a family, it's gonna be 2,000, 2,500 a month, either rent or mortgage. Can you agree?
Okay.
So let's say 2,000 a month, time 12. Okay, how much you think utilities and Wi-Fi and phone?
500.
500. That's 6,000
6,000
a year.
Oh,
What else? Food. How much? 1,000 a month
yeah.
Heck no.
for a family?
What family of what?
Husband, wife, 2 kids or 4 kids?
Two
Two
kids,
kids.
brother.
2 kids. Y'all gotta only have 2 kids?
No, I'm gonna have 3.
3? What about you?
doing it for this?
Yeah.
But I just want to know.
I want to have as many as God gave me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Okay, 12,000.
Hey. Better get ready.
All right. What else?
You know?
What else? Some just basic clothes. How much do you think you spend on a year on clothes
Clothes, maybe 1,000
No.
For the year?
for each person.
for the year?
1,000?
Maybe
You
five.
guys are throwing
Maybe 500 a year.
Okay, 2,000.
When the last time you bought clothes in a month? I can't remember the last time I
beginning
bought
of
clothes for a month. Man, y'all crazy as heck.
All right. Anyway,
I wait till the competition team sponsor me in a moment.
anyway, it would be tough, man. You have a family, it's gonna be tough. You got taxes. You have this. You have that. And you're talking about 100,000. That's 100. We're doing the math on 100,000 clean cut. What's the percentage right now on?
That's true. Clean cut.
That's 100,000 clean cut. We're already at 44,000.
Wow.
If you make 100,000 at a job, it's not gonna be clean cut after taxes. And we're already at 44,000.
And we didn't even include the entertainment,
Vacation.
the vacations.
You don't
School.
add those. See, that's the thing. A lot of people is like,
Getting
oh,
kids jiu-jitsu.
You gotta take a vacation.
No, you ain't taking no damn vacation over like. Yeah, your vacation is going down to Chuck E. Cheese down in freaking Winchester. That's your vacation. You know what I'm saying?
He's
Shoot.
unrealistic. You unrealistic.
No, bro, it's unreal. It's if you're struggling. If you're
But
struggling,
we're
you
not
won't
talking
be
about
rich.
we're not talking about whether we're struggling. We're trying to just do some simple math to see what it takes, right? But my point is, you have to have some money. You have to.
Chuck E. Cheese ain't even there no more.
It's hard, bro. It's hard if you don't, right? Like, yes, you can. I'm not saying you have to be. You have to have money to be happy with your partner, right? But it helps. It helps. And I think
Just take away the financial burden on the shoulder. That's it. But I feel like if you have a healthy relationship or you know how to handle it or how to manage it, I feel like you'll be fine.
I agree. I think if your girl or your husband, they're genuinely happy being with you, like when we talked about something, and they genuinely happy with you, you could get any food, go to a park, and you have a blast. Other guys got to go to Capitol Grill and spend $300 on a gift card too. I can't believe it.
but
Diamonds on the day.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. Like that's it. That's what you want, right? Because what we said earlier, like if you need the cars or whatever it is to attract that person, I believe that's failure. That's what I think, right? It's failure.
Do you guys believe? Do you guys agree or against dating apps?
I'm not for it.
I've heard of people that met the love of their life through apps.
In the Marine Corps, I met a few people marry the people that found on Tinder.
Wow.
I know somebody that did that too.
Yeah,
God bless them.
yeah.
That's to each his own, right? But I'm not for it.
I mean, I feel like it just make it so much easier to meet new people.
But the
Nowadays.
problem, what I think this is, we've talked about this over and over again. I'm going to
Do
say
we?
the same thing. Yeah, dating apps and social media is not for dating.
Oh my god!
No, but this is the thing.
Bro, call me a liar. Am I lying? Say it right now.
You're wrong.
I'm wrong.
How the same thing with text message, bro? How are we gonna text? It's communication. It's
What is Tinder used for?
you can't use Tinder.
What is Tinder used
use
for?
Snapchat or Facebook message.
You said dating app.
Okay,
What
my
is-
bad.
what is Tinder and Bumble?
We're not talking about other apps. We're not talking about Snapchat. We're not talking about Instagram or none of that. Then we're talking about dating apps, which is solely for dating
Okay, but what are they used for?
to meet people.
Tinder and Bumble.
To meet people.
Okay,
Originally, Tinder was for to meeting people and like finding up. Now
Okay.
they made this segment or this image of them like hooking up.
that's what it's for.
That's not what it's for.
These days, originally when it's
You
created,
can pull up Tinder model. They like it's to meet up people.
Oh my
It would never argue. It's just the image that we as a society put on that app. But at the end of the day, the app model is to meet
I
people.
don't care what the app model is. It's what it's used for.
Bro, what is it used for? Is all in your opinion. It's like, what's this used for? This can use for multiple reasons. But yours said that this is a pod mic, right? This could be used for something else, in my opinion.
Bro, you crazy.
Wow. That's crazy. But, so I just saw on Instagram, a little off topic, these folks ate sea turtles and then 9 people died and 80 people are sick.
Sea
Why they
turtle?
use sea turtles for?
They were in an
Exotic.
island and they saw a turtle. That thing looked good, and they ate the
A
turtle.
sea turtle.
But yeah, sea turtle. But sadly, the kids died. But anyway, I just thought that was wild.
Why?
A sea turtle. A
guess
sea
it
turtle
was-
took out a whole village.
I guess.
But last thing I want to talk about. I want to say. So on Tinder, I think the ratio is like 10-1. So 10 males for 1 female. And they're saying that this is overinflating women's egos. They think they're like the star player, right? Can't nobody touch them. Right?
Go ahead.
Right? And there's a thing, they are overlooking like good, decent men. And the reality of life, not every man is gonna be a ball player. Not every man is gonna be dunking and when his whole arm in the rim and the elbow hanging out, right? That's not every man. And so, but these women, they get all these likes, right? They get all these matches, and then they overinflate their ego and they think, I deserve Muhammad and Mood in that John, you know? And what is she doing? She can't even make a quesadilla to begin with, right? But
She can't even mop the floor. So I find that people
she can't even take an order at McDonald's. No, but anyway,
she
no,
can't even listen to simple orders.
enough bashing women. No, God bless women. We love women. But there's a thing. That's overinflating women's egos, right? So now the women think they're too good for the men, and then the men are getting no matches. So the men the young men, they hold resentment against the women, and then the women, they don't want to date the average man because they feel like they're too good for them. What do you think about that? What do you guys think about that?
Well, I think that's what's leading us to. I think that's leading us to not a dating society anymore, a hookup society. I think that's where we're at now, right? It's one night stands, it's flings, it's 2 months of messing around, 3 months messing around, more than one person, right? That's where we're going to. Why? Because of unrealistic circumstances or whatever it is, conditions or traits, whatever you're looking for, whatever the term is. Because you have these girls, okay, girls and guys that say, hey, well, I deserve this. But at the end of the day, I'll tell you again, you don't deserve nothing. What did I tell you yesterday? I said, Gio, you attract your value, right? So if you want higher value people around you, you raise your value, right? Now, when you raise your value, you attract everything. You attract everything. And you know what I mean by everything, right? As a man, you attract everything. But as you start attracting everything, right, you will start attracting more people of higher value. And so you'll see people of higher value so you can connect with them, right? But
How can you determine which people have high value?
I mean, you're not always right? But if you see, let's say whoever, Lil Johnny, is doing this and that, and then, Deborah reaches out to him. Okay, now this is gonna get very messy real quick, but like, Deborah wants to see Lil Johnny tonight. It ain't even been 24 hours.
Little Johnny got some.
You know what I'm saying? Or, she's demanding, you have this X amount of money, you do this or you do that. Or you're a professional and Deborah wants to party and drink all the time and smoke all the time and do all this. So obviously, two different things, right?
Yep.
Okay, then you got somebody that walks along, maybe has a good job, maybe is a house body, right, a home body, doesn't want to be out partying, doesn't want to be out drinking and smoking and doing this. Maybe they can, take care of a house, a home, right? Then that's a connection for you, right? You look at their friend group, their friends look respectful. Maybe their friends are married and maybe their friends are in relationships. They're not out there partying all the time. So it's what you put value on, right? Your value might be them not partying, them being a homebody, being able to take care of a house, cooking, right? Who can cook these days? Who do you know that can cook these days?
Just like women,
Like women and
like
women.
minority
Yeah.
women.
our age.
Yeah, our age.
Chris.
outside of her. It's not a normal thing
not
anymore.
common.
It's not common anymore.
She just go to Chick-fil-A and
You know what I mean?
I think it's a double.
And guys, I'm gonna interrupt you real quick. And guys is the same thing. Guys are like, I want a good girl, and then the guys are out partying
Yeah,
and they're
I was
hooking
gonna
up
say
and they're
that.
cheating every weekend.
Yep.
Like I know. Like
We're feeding into the energy.
we're
of
feeding
this-
into the same thing.
Like we're like running in circle. Like I want this, and the woman want this.
Yeah.
But we're doing the opposite.
Exactly.
So
So we're on a hamster wheel.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the problem that we have now, and it goes back to the green cow effect, the green on the other side.
I'm gonna stay on my side. Okay.
But like I've seen guys that are, you know, say I want this and that, but their actions don't equate to what they want. So it's almost like nobody is being serious about what they're saying.
They're just being a hypocrite.
Yeah.
True. It's like you really want a beautiful wife, but what are you doing to attract? Right? Are you the kind of guy that a beautiful wife want to be with?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Not by the actions. Sometimes you just gotta hang up your cape, you know,
Amen.
until you find your rock. And you don't realize it's a diamond inside because you're unwilling to break it.
Ooh. Ooh. You dropping them bars.
All right, guys. It was fun. We're gonna wrap it up. We did a lot of talking. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, guys. It's just something different that we're gonna do to keep it entertaining and talk about random topics. And you guys always feel free to send us, right? DM us topics that we can talk about, and just you guys can pick our brains and see where we are at. All right. But I appreciate you guys watching to the end. I hope you guys subscribe to our YouTube, follow us on Instagram, and please comment, like, share. That's the way we grow the channel, and I appreciate you guys so much more than you can imagine. And like always, sharpen your sword so you can get physically and mentally sharper and become a better person for tomorrow. Peace out. We'll see you on the next episode.